There's people in my groups that I've worked with in communication. I'm still in contact with them. Some of them are working at Spotify. Some of them are working at Twitter, Google, you know. So keeping that connection is a big plus. But however, for me personally, I feel like I didn't need to go to college to become a DJ, obviously, but it gave me the discipline to, like, you could talk to people, but you also got to know how to approach people, you know, how people think, you know, just a whole bunch of different stuff, you know, color schemes in regards to like branding and all that other stuff. You know, it's a lot of technical stuff that you do learn. Right. But like I said, that stuff I could Google on the internet, you know. But the networks is worth, you know, is priceless.
RapDillz Exclusive, come slide.
DJ Hollywood in the building. What's goody, my guys?
What up, man? RapDillz, come slide.
Facts. So you ready though? And most I say welcome to the HQ, but you've been here many times before, and that's why I fucks with you, bro. Facts. Because not to slight anybody, but a lot of the people that I interview, it be their first time at the HQ.
Facts.
And you know, we've been here for 2 years now.
Hell yeah.
You've been pulled up and supported. You've been pulled up and show love just on what I got going on. So like,
yeah, facts. Nah, it's dope, bro. It's dope. It's dope, bro.
Bro.
It's dope, man. I like the growth that I've seen with the you know, the establishment, and you know, man, always gotta support black business. Feel me? That's a must.
Facts. And let's just start from there, man. In my eyes, you one of Upstate's biggest supporters because you be popping out.
Facts.
You'll tap in with somebody, you like, why are you like that?
So I guess the quote goes, "Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way." Feel me? So I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and you know, you gotta give love to get love. So you know, if you're doing something dope, I got no problem. Feel me? Saying you doing something dope, and you know, giving you a shout out to that. Feel me? So I guess that's kind of where it came from. A little bit back into like childhood. Feel me? Like my mom's is a super outgoing person. Feel me? Like we go anywhere. Out in the supermarket, feel me? She having a conversation with people and just super, you know, like I said, like outgoing type thing. So I guess that's kind of where it all stemmed from. Feel me?
Get it from your mama.
Facts.
But it's ill because like not a lot of people know. Let's break down what even brought you to Albany, upstate New York. Let's start at that.
Yeah.
And your name being DJ Hollywood. So let's go into all of that. Like,
facts.
So I guess I want to start with why is your name DJ Hollywood with an 8?
So DJ Hollywood. So in high school, we you know, I basically, fun fact too, I started my high school football team, and we would just in Brooklyn, and we would just ride on like the train, you know, after practice, going home and stuff like that. And this was like the Get Light era, you know, everybody.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Get Light era. So you know, everybody gotta like, they need like a name, right? So people just somehow, some way just came up with like Hollywood, Hollywood. And then I kind of just rolled with it, and people just more and more just call me Hollywood, feel me?
Right.
Cause you know, I'd be like the person like last in the locker room for practice, like just doing mad, like I guess like Hollywood type stuff. So like people was calling me Hollywood. And then, you know, I always loved shades, you know, it was just stuff like that. So they would call me Hollywood, and then I had to pick a football number because in basketball I was number 10. But fun fact, in like high school, you can't wear numbers that the referees can't say to like the book people. So like you couldn't do 8 because it looks like 44 because like refs do it with two hands. So it's like 21, like 2-1, you know. So or like 12, like that type of thing. So they couldn't do 8. So I was like, dang, what number do I want besides 8? And then I ended up picking 10. So, you know, 10 was the basketball number, and then 8 was my football number.
Okay.
And then Hollywood was just the name. So now this is when Instagram came into play. And then I had to make a name for Instagram. And I'm like, dang, like I can't be Hollywood. Like that's probably already taken.
Right.
So then something, I don't know, something clicked in my head. And I was like, oh, let me put the 8 as the 2 O's. And then I put my name as Hollywood on Instagram, and it cleared. And I was like, all right, bet.
Okay, that's fire.
So for mad long, it was just Hollywood. And then probably around like when I fully like invested into being a DJ, so 2016, 2015, I typed it on Instagram, and I was like, yo, let me see if there's any DJ Hollywoods with the 8. None of them popped up. So I ran it up on everything, like changed my Twitter, Instagram, made the Facebook account, you know, bought my domain. Like I went crazy with it. Feel me? So yeah, that's kind of, you know, how the name DJ Hollywood came about. But how I came upstate was, you know, after high school, I had to make a decision. Do I want to, you know, stay home for school, or do I want to, you know, go, you know, to another school away? Yep. So, I ended up hearing about Hudson Valley Community College.
Great community college.
Yes, facts. Like very slept on, but like elite. So, ended up going there and played football for a little bit. Got cut off the team. Never got cut in my life, bro.
And football was your passion?
Basketball. Sports was my passion,
okay.
but basketball was my real love, first love. But what happened was football season's first, and then basketball is like, you know, springtime type thing, the end of winter. So I was like, all right, let me go and play football, see how that goes, and then I'm gonna try out for basketball. And I'd even make it past football season, bro. Literally got cut. You know, that's kind of was my first taste of like favoritism and like, you know, just, you know, not being the best on the team type thing.
Right.
And having to accept, being like a third, or, you know, like a third string cornerback type thing. And I'm like, dang, man, it's a hard reality to sit in. But you know, like I said, I got cut and ended up having to give myself a reality check. Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to stay, you know, out here and finish my degree as just a regular student, which I haven't done in like the 18 years of my life? Or did I want to go back home, pack up all my stuff, go back home to Brooklyn, and, you know, just go to a Kingsborough Community College or something like that?
Okay.
And I made a decision. You know, I was like, I'm gonna stay out here and I'm gonna get my degree. And we're not gonna say how many years later, but just know I got my associate's degree. All right.
To you.
Yeah. Right. And from there, you know, shifted over to, you know, getting accepted into UAlbany, and then, you know, the story kind of continues from there.
That's all right. So sports and academics brought you to upstate.
For sure.
And it turned into what it turned into, you being one of the biggest supporters of the upstate culture.
Facts. But
let's talk about this, because this could probably help somebody. Help people. There's a lot of people that grow up wanting to be in athletics, either if it's basketball, football, and then they get to a certain age and it's like life hits them and they gotta like figure out completely what they want to do in life all over again.
Never had a plan B. Facts.
What was it that got you through that stage of your life, and what could people that's going through that same thing or gonna go through that same thing, what's a mindset you could give them that you had, or like something that helps them move forward and find yourself?
That's a good question. So I say you got to always remember that, you know, especially as an athlete, right? Like, you're not going to be in sports for your whole entire life. You feel me? So you always and must have a plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. Feel me? Because you never know what could happen. Feel me? There's players who first game of the season, feel me, like senior year or something like that, like tear their ACL, feel me, like MCL, all that stuff, you know, and the whole career, everything you worked for your whole entire life just get, you know, thrown out the window, and, you know, now you're going down another road. But you got to understand that, you know, you got to give yourself options, especially, you know, in 2022, you got to give yourself options, because there is options out there. And you also got to, you know, be well-rounded, you know, don't just like push yourself towards one thing, you know, and even if, like, for me, example, you know, there's music, but there's also like interviews within music. There's also me being an actual DJ, you know. There's also like me throwing shows. Like, there's levels within that one level, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know, even with sports, like, you could be a coach, you could, you know, do some skills and drills, or, you know, then you could be an actual athlete, you know. But you got to kind of give yourself options, and even if it's just one thing, don't literally make it that one thing, you know. Be able to have multiple stuff that you could pick from within there. And lastly, just always remember that, you know, as easy as you could get it, it could be taken away, you know. So just keeping that in mind, and, you know, just moving in faith, man, and move with your purpose.
Okay. No, I totally agree with that, and that's some great advice. But do you believe the people that has that hyper focus on that one thing is the people that make it? Let's just say in sports, but we could talk in anything. Like, say it's like belief and faith. Like, it's a athlete, and he has nothing but belief and faith that he's gonna make it in this field. But not even just the belief in faith. Because he has that belief in faith, he's putting the hard work towards it and acting on that belief in faith. Do you think like in whatever field it is that you have to have that, not going against what you just said, but do you believe that like you have to have that belief in faith, and maybe making a plan B, plan C is like taken away from the faith that you had that you was gonna make it?
I get what you're saying, and I 100% believe that that is true what you're saying as well, you know, in contradiction to what I just said. But that's the thing, you know, I just watched a Kanye documentary. You know, you gotta believe in yourself before anybody else believe in you, you know. So Facts. if you believe truly in your heart that plan A is the only plan, then you better execute and make plan A be a successful plan, feel me? But other than that, like, and that's what I was saying, in comparison to sports, like, sports is not going to always last, you know? Like, music, if I say, yo, I want to make it in the music industry, there's different levels to how I can make it. If you want to make it to the you know, if you want to be an NBA player, it's like the NBA is the pinnacle, you know? There's nowhere else to go after the NBA in a sense, you know.
But there is an age that stops you in that career.
Correct. There's a limit on it, you know. So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you believe that, you know, to answer your question, if you believe Plan A is it, then keep going with Plan A. Make Plan B, you know, as they say, to make Plan A work. You know. So yeah. That's,
so I clearly get what you say now, because in sports there is an end to a sports career. So it's like, if you know you're gonna make it in sports, you gotta know that there's going to be a life after sports, and that's what you're saying, make that plan B, and as long as you have that, you could implement that whenever that time comes.
Correct.
At the end of your career.
Exactly.
So DJing, did you choose that as your career path because that was something you do? Like, what do you think about, what else do I love other than sports, and was it music? Was music the thing for you?
Nah, what's crazy is like I'd never see myself being a DJ, bro. What? Like, like at all.
So
like,
what made you choose DJing?
So I would say like DJing almost chose me on some like cliche type of answer, feel me? But what happened was I got a homie, you know, and I always give him a shout out. I got a homie in Brooklyn, his name is Swift, and he's like he's got the startup story from like rapping in the basement, feel me, like mixing out his own music. And he was nice, bro. He was nice. So he never had the personality. Like, he's not as outgoing. He's an introvert all the way. Feel me? Shout out to my guy. We got our birthdays is 3 days apart. Mine's is the 23rd. His is the 20th. Taurus. I'm the Gemini. Feel me?
Wow.
So he never had the outgoing personality. He was very like nonchalant about his music, and he did it because he loved music. But I know that he did it because he wanted to blow up. Feel me? Like, that's everybody's dream, to like get that hit song, take your family out the hood, feel me, that type of thing. So he never had the personality like that. But, you know, like I said, getting the opportunity to graduate college at Hudson Valley, then coming over to UAlbany, I got the chance with WCDB, the radio station, to basically be like an on-air radio DJ. And then, you know, they allowed us to play almost basically whatever we want. So I was like, all right, well, I got the platform, I'm gonna play the homies' music. Feel me? And like I said, it was dope music. So it's like, why wouldn't I play it if I got a chance to play whatever I want? So going from there, I kind of segued into getting the opportunity to, like, they said I could like live mix. So I was like, well, I gotta kind of learn how to live mix. Feel me? Coming from Brooklyn, you hear people on Hot 97, Power 105 going crazy in the mix. So I'm like, yo, like, I'm about to learn this myself and, you know, kind of get into the mix of it. But in the midst of that, there was a DJ organization at UAlbany, and I kind of got into the loop of that, and they kind of taught you the structure on how to be a DJ, how to like get your bookings, you know, like contracts, all that stuff. And I kind of just implemented that, and then once I seen that, you know, there was a bag behind it, and I actually liked doing it, it was a piece of cake, bro. And now we here, feel me, DJ Hollywood.
Now we here.
Facts.
Just to hit on one more thing about college. Do you believe, so for you, or just like, what do you think is more important about college? The education side or the network and the community side of it?
Great question. And my answer to that is kind of, I would say it goes by your major, to be honest. Like, if you do business management or finances, like, your network doesn't really matter because it's up to you to get the work done at the end of the day compared to like me. I was a communications major, psychology minor.
Okay.
I could have had, hypothetically, there's people in my groups that I've worked with in communication, in a communication course, and I'm still in contact with them. Some of them are working at Spotify, some of them are working at Twitter, Google, you know, so keeping that connection is a big plus in regards of, you know, like your major, you know. And like I said, like communication goes hand in hand with communicating, talking to other people and networking, you know. So I would say, but however, for me personally, I feel like I didn't need to go to college to become a DJ, obviously, but it gave me the discipline to also know that, you know, I needed to network. I needed to know how to do a press release. And, you know, just stuff like that. Feel me? So, nah, facts. Like, you could talk to people, but you also got to know how to approach people, you know, how people think, you know, just a whole bunch of different stuff, you know, color schemes in regards to like branding and all that other stuff. You know, it's a lot of technical stuff that you do learn. Right. But like I said, that stuff I could Google on the internet, you know. But the networks is worth, you know, is priceless. Like I'm still in touch with like one of my professors, you know, she's helping me out with like my mission statement for like my new business, like that type of stuff, you know. So
that's definitely something I agree with about college for sure. You get a whole nother network and like just the way it forms you as a human, like feel me, just word. So this is usually a question I ask at the end, but since we're kind of on the subject in a way, what do you believe in more is more important for a person? Confidence or competence?
Ooh.
Going into a field.
Dang.
You I would also say both.
I would say
everybody has both.
I would say a little bit of both because like you could have the confidence and not know what you're talking about. You feel me? But you could also know what you're talking about, but not have the confidence to let everybody else know, yeah, like I know what I'm talking about, you know, and somebody else says something that contradicts your statement and now you're like, you know, backing off because like, you're like, oh, actually, like, I don't want to put my foot down to say like, no, I'm right, you know? So I'd say a little bit of both, to be honest. A little bit of both could get you, you know, a far way. Okay.
What do you think you had first when you was starting DJing? More confidence that you could do it, or more I know how to do this and I'm gonna gain confidence as I go?
Confidence for sure over competence because I knew that I was not the best. And I knew there was a long way to go. You know, they say you got to put your 10,000 hours in. And I knew there was a lot more to it, you know, like each year and each month that like, you know, I'm DJing and stuff, there's just more to the game that you learning, you know, like the laptop, the laptop storage, not even a laptop, the laptop storage, having a hard drive, the equipment to use, not to buy like crappy equipment, you know, what you pay for is what you get. Like, you know, that's just like a whole bunch of like experience stuff. So I would say it was the confidence because I knew, you know, I was good at talking to people. I knew I liked other music that people liked, you know, like I had a common interest of music with people. So it was just more so the confidence at that end, and then, you know, had to put the work ethic in to increase my skill. So fire.
So DJing, what do you think it is that separates DJ Hollywood from any other DJs? Like, what makes DJ Hollywood unique as a DJ?
That 8, man, that 8.
All right.
Nah, but all jokes aside, it's just like, and it's funny because I say the 8, but I really truly like kind of mean that because it's different, you know, and I'm a one of one person, feel me? Like, and back to the confidence thing, I confidently could say like I'm a one of one person, and like when you come into the atmosphere of DJ Hollywood, whether it's at a party, whether it's at an interview, whether it's a casual conversation, like there's gonna be a vibe, feel me? And there's gonna be an organic vibe. Like there's no like faking the funk and like, you know, like me putting on like a show like the name's Hollywood, I tell people, but like don't get it twisted. Like I'm a super humble, down to earth person. Feel me? So I was just saying like me just being aware of like how dope I am makes me, you know, different than any other DJ.
All right.
Shout out to the DJs, so facts.
Yeah, shout out to the DJs. What's your style of DJing, or are you not put into a box? Like, do you only do hip hop shows, or would you go and do somebody's birthday party, a kid's birthday party? Like, let the people know, even if they wanted to book DJ Hollywood.
Facts.
Like, what type of shows and what type of things do you offer?
It's funny you say that because I legit, like, when I was getting ready, I had a feeling like this question was gonna come, and I was really reciting the response in my head, and I was just saying that I definitely don't like to be put in a box. Like, I can't do, like, I became a DJ for the fact of playing multiple genres, like, in one set, you know? Like, I can do a prolonged set of a certain genre, but I prefer not to. Like, I want to be able to, you know, just my personality. Like, my playlist is all over the place. Like, I'm playing Adele, I'm playing Whitney Houston, I'm playing Beyonce, I'm playing Bruno Mars, I'm playing, throw some Justin Bieber in there real quick, some Ed Sheeran, like WizKid. Like, I'm going all over the place with my genres of music, you know. And even when I listen to music in general, I just like, you know, just switching up the vibe and just, you know, a variety of sounds, you know. And it's art for me, so I feel like boxing myself in is kind of just a disservice to myself, which kind of just, you know, I guess puts me at a disservice to the people. But there's, you know, each genre has its own respect, but just me personally, like, it's called an open format DJ, and yeah, like, I prefer to be able to, you know, and that's my favorite kind of gigs, is where people are just like, I know you could DJ, like, do your thing, like, I trust you, feel me? Maybe give me like a couple songs, and then from there I'd be like, oh, okay, like, oh, you like Nicki Minaj, okay, you might like I Get Crazy, feel me? Or like Itty Bitty Piggy, like stuff like that, you know. So yeah, like I'm an open format DJ for sure. But you know, like, if I'm up to the task to do, like, I've DJ'd a Latin night before, and I know like un poco of Spanish, feel me? I know a little bit of Spanish. But you know, I'm always open up to the task. But you know, open format is definitely the way for me.
Okay, open format. So just letting people know, could they book you for their wedding? Could they book you for their bar mitzvah?
Sure.
Could they book you for their 5-year-old party?
Yeah. So I just did my first wedding of this year on 2/22/22, man.
Oh, that's a crazy day.
Iconic day, bro.
Shout out to them for getting married on that.
Iconic day, man. And yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, I do weddings. I've done a 50th birthday party. Last year I did a 1-year-old birthday party. I've DJ'd at Sky Zone before. I DJ'd at an ice skating rink. Like, bro, if there's music involved and you just want to make it a vibe, you definitely can reach out for me. Holla at the Instagram, man. DJ Hollywood. Don't forget the 8.
Dope. So what's some things you've done as a DJ that got you to the level you're at now as a DJ? Because you're like definitely known as one of the top DJs upstate. So what's some of the things that you did to get to that point?
I appreciate that. I would say, like, my awareness and like doing my research, feel me? Like, we were talking off the camera, we were just saying, like, we don't really do anything that's not, you know, or watch anything that's not informational or beneficial. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, where like I got like a favorite DJ that I've seen DJ, and it's called like the Red Bull 3 style, where they literally, you got a 15-minute DJ set and you do 3 different genres at minimum, 3 different genres. And there's this dude from Barbados, his name is DJ Puffy, and he actually goes live every Saturday. He does like 2-hour like live mixes, 3-hour live mixes, and that stuff I'm watching. Like, I'm watching other DJs, I'm watching like how to scratch, like scratch tutorials, like just putting in mad, you know, just research hours. And then even just going to, like, last year I had the opportunity to go to my first DJ expo, and they basically show you, like, preview mad new DJ equipment like a whole year in advance. You could like buy it there. You meet, you know, a room full of other DJs and MCs and all that stuff. So yeah, man, just putting my hours in and just understanding that, you know, there's levels and there's always more to know, feel me?
I love that. You're seeking the information, and you know that no matter how ill you are as a DJ, you could get better. So you're looking for the information to get better.
Nah, big facts.
That's ill, bro. That's ill. let's talk about some of the events you've done out here though, because you definitely pre-pandemic, and I know you got it coming back up, but you always got a dope event going on. Like if it's at Fuse Box, if it's at a cafe over on the corner, if it's at a club, like what got you into promoting as well as being a DJ? Like that's kind of, you're wearing two hats at one time when you do that. But
facts.
Why do you do the events that you do, and what made you? Because that's also had a lot to do with your brand and blowing it up the way it has. Yeah.
So you know, with just being out here, I just realized there's a lot of opportunity to have fun. Feel me? And just in general, like even if I was back in Brooklyn, I might not been doing the same thing where I'm throwing events, you know.
Okay.
Just because I was always a person that wanted people to come together and just have a good time. Feel me?
Because you're not finished what you're saying, but you throw events at places where nobody's throw events. Like if people, what's that eye that you got to be like, I can have an event here and I can have a hip hop event here. Like nobody else before that is doing an event in these places. What's making you be like, this is a good place for an event?
Because in my head, the vibe is what you make it. Feel me? Like that's my mindset, you know.
Okay.
I could be out in the street and make it a vibe. Feel me? I could be in a classroom, make it a vibe. I could be in a cafeteria. We gonna make it a vibe. Feel me?
Right.
And that's kind of just like the aura that I go around with. Feel me? Like that we gonna get dope people in the space, and we gonna make something dope happen. Feel me? So in regards to like the showcases, I've been doing like the independent artist showcases since about 2018.
Right.
Took over Fusebox, bro.
Yeah.
Put about like 100 different artists on the stage.
And everybody and their mother was booking Fusebox.
Bro, it was exactly. And it was going crazy. But now, you know, it kind of converted over where I'm doing like just different shows. Like I manage a producer. Shout out to my boy Phantom OD.
Shout out Phantom.
But I did like a producer showcase, and it was called Thing in the Ring, and it was literally hosted inside a boxing ring. Feel me?
Oh,
and just doing different concepts, bro, and just kind of just
pulled up to that. Right?
Just kind of just put, you know, getting yourself, you know, in a different mindset and just giving people just something they haven't seen before. Feel me? And granted, like I might have seen a concept somewhere else, but I still always try to put like a Hollywood spin to it. Feel me?
Right.
And now that kind of brings me to, you know, the most recent More Music Less Violence showcase where you know, I just realized like, bro, especially with drill music at its all-time high, where you're hearing the same thing, same cadence, you know, same. I was just like, yo, like I'm kind of just over that, so I'ma just start a showcase focused on people with, you know, positive music, and that's kind of like the guidelines with More Music Less Violence. It's no curses. It's open to all ages. So I've had an 8-year-old perform before. I've had a 14-year-old perform. The next show in Schenectady, shout out to Airy. He's a 13-year-old, you know, kid rapper that's
he's
super dope, mad personality.
Crazy out here.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so you know, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Just doing different stuff and just, you know, giving people a different experience and a different vibe than they've seen before.
That's a great concept. More music, less violence.
Facts.
That's the movement.
Facts.
Okay. And just to talk on the drill, let me know how you feel about drill. You kind of let me know then, but like, is it the context matter? Because, you know, you can have somebody on a drill beat and they could be talking a whole nother thing. Like
correct.
Like kind of how Fivey just did with City of Gods, or like how a lot of people are doing, like, or how Chaz would do with Critical. Like, you could rap on a drill beat, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that context matter. How do you feel about drill and the way it's being perceived? Do you just think like it's the context matter, and it's just the times we're in that we need to change, or like what don't you like about drill?
So that's a good question. So shout outs to Ozzy, man. I know you had Ozzy up here a little while ago. He has a track, Love Drill, where, you know, he basically turned a drill song or a drill beat into a love track. Feel me? And what it is, bro, is people just was talking saying the same thing on drill beats, and that's where it just got a little annoying. Yeah. A little too boxed in, a little too, like I heard this already, feel me? Like, and then even probably, I'm pretty sure up to the producers, it's like the same cadence and like, the same pockets, you know, and and it just got kind of old, you know. But you got like the Chef G's and the Sleepy Hollow where they're adding their like Brooklyn sauce to the drill beats, you know. So that's, I would say, what I don't like about it is the repetitive message that came into it. Like once you heard drill music, you automatically thought, like once you hear the drill beat, you like, he about to talk about shooting somebody, or like he got, feel me, like shooting his op, like all that stuff, feel me. And I feel like it would be completely different where like a person like Ozzy is doing like something outside the box with the beat, you know. So like I rock with it because the beats are fire. I love a good like kick and 808 and you know, all that, but it just got, you know, super played out, especially because, you know, rest in peace Pop Smoke passed. And you know, like it just kind of just started getting around a whole negative connotation behind it, you know. So yeah,
no, that's ill. That's an ill outlook on it, and I respect it. Let's talk about you as a personality. So you spoke that like you used to work at college radio and stuff like that, but now you're building your own brand. You're doing your own interviews, podcasts, and things like that. What led you into that lane, and where do you think you're going with it? Like, what's your vision that you're going with that in the interviews and the personalities?
Yeah. So I just realized for a while that I was kind of, you know, and I don't even say this in a bad way at all, but I was shining light on a lot of other people, but, you know, Hollywood, you know, pun intended, wasn't getting the light shine on him, feel me? So it wasn't that I was taking the light off people, but more so, you know, kind of just realizing like I do have to go back to like building my own brand as well, while helping other people build theirs, you know. So that's kind of just where that stemmed from. But like, you know, just in general, I always like being able to tell my story, and, you know, because you never know when you could, you know, motivate somebody with something you say. So that's kind of why I decided to just, you know, step in front of the camera and, you know, just talk my story. So yeah.
Content, you're big on content, like you do vlogs and all of
Facts.
How important is content to you? Like, and this is part of the same question I just asked though, but like, why do you go so hard with content? You understand that, I don't want to use the content is king saying, but that you understand that content is like them seeing it, it's them believing it, them seeing it, it's them understanding it. Like, why do you go so hard with your content? So
you know, it kind of goes back to what I said earlier, where like, you know, I'm gonna make it a vibe, feel me? And if you're gonna make it a vibe, why not, you know, hit the record button and, you know, take this moment in time, feel me? Like, you seen the Kanye documentary. Like, if I think his name is Pootie, is it Pootie? Yeah, if Cootie didn't record that, we would have never knew that moment in time, feel me? So it's a key in regards of you know, documenting stuff and, you know, being able to look back at it years from now and be like, yo, it's cool to see how much I've grown as a person, you know. And yeah, in regards to content, I just realized, to be honest, out here there's two things that I realized a lot of artists didn't have a lot of, and it was content and connections, feel me? And I realized, like, all right, well, if I could be a bridge to someone and connecting them with this person, but along with that, providing them some dope content that they could, you know, stay consistent, which is the third C: content, connections, and consistency, feel me? And if I could hit them with the content and the connections, that will hopefully keep them consistent, feel me? And that's why I was like, yo, everywhere I go, I'm gonna bring a camera with me. Like, we got iPhones now, feel me? I'm gonna record there. And, you know, you can make money, feel me? Like, we got $1 million on our phone. You just got to figure out a way to literally unlock it, feel me? Pun intended. And yeah, that's just kind of like the mindset I was just going in with. And, you know, just, I feel like my life is a movie, feel me? So we gonna record everything, and, you know, if we gotta be the star, we gonna be the star. If I gotta be the co-star, feel me? If I gotta fall to the back, be the director, then either way, feel me? But we gotta record, you know, these moments in time.
For sure, that's important. And so, alright, dope. You're doing the interviews, you're doing the DJing, you're doing the party promotion. Where do you see all of this being 5 years from now? Where do you want to see yourself 5 years from now in the field that you're in?
5 years from now.
Anything can happen, but what's your vision?
5 years from now, it's crazy because, like, I do have a 5 to 8 year plan, let's say, but at the same time, like you said, anything can happen. And, you know, I could get a call from Nike, Instagram, Facebook, be like, yo, we need you to work over here, and now I just relocated or something like that. You know, an opportunity come my way. But like I see myself in the brand doing exactly what I do now, but just on a larger scale. Right. You know, and you know, a bigger budget, I guess you'd say. You know, and
of course, yeah.
Working. My goal is to really, you know, I still have a goal to break an artist, feel me, and have an artist that I rock with, and have them, you know, chart and get plaques and really, you know, make history from a ground up level. But I realize, you know, that I got to build my brand too. You know, my brand will be, you know, I gotta. What do people say? Like, I could show you better than I could tell you. Feel me? So, you know, somebody realized like, oh crap, like I got to do all these interviews. I gotta build my brand. I gotta have an image. You know, and I could show you better than I could tell you. Feel me? And then when you see results from it, then it makes more sense for me. I don't even gotta tell you. You can see for yourself. You know, so that's just kind of where I'm at with it, and I want to travel. Feel me? Travel more and be able to travel during like, you know, and do music would be a blessing. So
right.
And like I said, I'm doing that now, but to be able to somebody to fly me out and me not have to buy my own ticket and be like, yo, like I got a hotel for you and have the whole trip funded, feel me, where I'm making bread off the trip, you know, and
doing what you love.
Yeah, and it's an expense rather than, or income rather than an expense.
Right.
That would be a big blessing for me. So that's kind of the goal, you know, to travel the world and, you know, just connect with people, connect people, and you know, at this point, do it all through music.
Okay, nah, that's fire. That's fire. You gotta make it there for sure.
I appreciate that.
Bigger. So just to give some people some advice though, like up and coming artists and brands, when people approach you, what's the ideal way for an artist or a brand to approach you to get you behind their campaign? If it's play their music, if it's give them an interview, if it's make them a part of an event, what's the way these people you would like them to approach you?
I would say rule number one is like you got to take yourself serious, you know. And there's different levels to how that shows. So do you have an Instagram? You know, are you doing the research beyond just releasing just randomly releasing music on Apple Music and Spotify? Like, are you doing the research behind it? You know, do you have a story? You know, and that's the biggest thing. Do you have a story? Do you know what your story is? Do you have a why? You know, and all of those kind of play into, you know, you taking yourself serious. Like, do you have your own website? You know, do you have merch? You know, have you ever thought about doing merch? And just a little stuff like that. You know, I remember you had Keisha on here recently. Clean music. You know, like, have you ever thought about getting your music clean? Like, if you record your own music, have you ever thought about, you know, sending it out to a studio? You know, if it's not to how you want to hear it, you know, are you cutting costs to, like, you know, put out music, or are you trying to like put out your best work, you know? And just you know, all of the above, you know, and yeah, like I said, man, just how serious do you take yourself, you know? And I'm accessible. I was gonna say accessible. I'm accessible, and you know, you could reach out to me, and like I be outside for me, like you said earlier in the interview, and you could just pull up, introduce yourself, you know. But the people who's like, yo, like, I'm the hottest shit, bro. Like, play my why you gonna play my shit? I'm like, bro, like, I ain't play it because you might have never sent it, or it wasn't that time. Feel me? But we could connect at any point. But, you know, you gotta come right for sure. And you know, from there, you know, like I said, if I see you serious, we gonna connect, and we gonna make stuff happen.
Dope. Nah, that's ill. Y'all listen in, man. One of the top DJs telling you how to connect. Feel me? And that advice could probably go for almost every other DJ to connect with them. So, like,
Facts.
That's it right there. Alright, bet. So, you got any events coming up?
Yeah, man. So the next More Music, Less Violence will be at the end of this month, man. March 27th. We teaming up with the Seat Center. They basically do, like, you know, they help people, you know, if you got any situations going on. If you trying to look for your GED, feel me, dropped out of high school type thing. You know, they provide jobs and opportunities. And yeah, teaming up with them for the next More Music, Less Violence. You know, we bringing it out to Schenectady this time. We did Albany, we did Troy. So we taking it out to Schenectady. And yeah, man. So, you know, stay tuned, man. Follow me on Instagram. Follow the account as well. More Music, Less Violence on Instagram. And yeah, man.
They
coming to your city soon, you're
definitely tapping in with that event. RapDillz will be there, full coverage. So you're also into like huge giving back to the youth.
Facts.
You be like you be tied in with the Boys and Girls Club. You be tied in with like DJ seminars and events for the youth and all of that. Why is that so important to you to tap in with the youth? How you do?
So they got the quote like be who you wanted to be when like you were younger or something like that.
Okay.
And I super resonate with that because like I grew up, you know, my parents were always working, you know, and the crazy thing is I didn't, you know, from a traditional Jamaican background, I didn't have the huge like connection with my mother and my father because they were always working, you know, but I seen them putting in work. So like, you know, subconsciously they were motivating me because they were always on their grind, but they never like instilled like a grind work ethic into me like directly, you know. You know, my pops was just always, you know, working, getting to it. Mom, same thing. And yeah, that kind of just, you know, put the battery in my back to just, you know, just keep things going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, yeah, because it's super dope that you do that, man. It's not a lot of people that takes their time and connects with the youth the way they do. And
yeah, they the future, bro. They the future. They the
like
future.
That mentorship. What do you think about mentorship? Like, obviously, you know it's important because you're doing it, but did you ever have a mentor that led you the way and that just made you know, like, the youth needs this. The youth needs somebody positive that's doing something in their life.
I would say not really, but it's crazy that like I did play a lot of sports, so that's kind of what you know, with my parents always away, me playing sports. Okay. I had coaches that kind of, you know, just
their mentors
try to keep me on the right path, and I would say that's kind of like where, you know, the passion for the youth kind of came into play, where, you know, it was like, you know, be who you wanted to be when you were younger, you know. And I didn't have the like people telling me like, yo, you could be a DJ, or even just introducing the entertainment industry to me, you know. Like I was just so locked in with sports,
right?
So, you know, it's super dope to be able to, you know, give the opportunity to kids to, you know, kind of let them know like, yo, you don't have to be just a rapper, you don't have to be the producer, you don't have to be the DJ even, you know. You could be the podcaster, you could be the radio host, you can be you know, the manager, you know, all that, the stylist, right? You know, the producer, you know, learning all that stuff, you know, and just giving them different options within, you know, not only the music industry but just within life, you know, and just letting them know that like not only the things they see are, you know, attainable and reachable.
Nah, that's fire, bro. So for parents that want to get their kids tuned into some of these programs you got going on and you're involved with, let them know where they could sign their kids up or get them involved with them.
Facts. So if interested in, you know, we do DJ lessons, you know, beat production lessons, teaching kids how to podcast for me, because all the kids these days got crazy opinions. Right. But yeah, you could tap in with me at my Instagram or Facebook, DJ Hollywood, DJ HOLLYW8D. We're gonna have Dills drop that somewhere down here. Right. And yeah, and the Instagram is It's Next Gen Sounds. So ITSNEXT and then sounds with a Z. Okay. And yeah, so, you know, like I said, DJ lessons, producer lessons, podcasting, all that stuff. Even if they want to learn how to become a music artist and record themselves, you know, we teach them that as well, to kind of just, you know, make a more self-sufficient, you know, next generation.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
Salute to you for that, man. For real.
Appreciate it.
So, where could the people find your content at, like your vlogs and your interviews and all of that?
Facts. So on YouTube, you could low key type in my name and my channel will pop up. But if you type in either DJ Hollywood or you type in It's More Than Music as one word, It's More Than Music is the brand, and yeah, you'll see, you know, the logo, It's More Than Music, blue and green, And then yeah, I got a whole bunch of interviews. I got a Stunning for Vegas interview. I got some behind the scenes from a Capella Gray interview I did. A whole lot of independent artist content. Some recaps from, you know, the previous More Music Less Violence. So a whole bunch of dope content on there and a whole bunch of dope content on the way. So yeah, tap in. Make sure you subscribe, like, drop a comment. Let me know it's real. You're
all that. And just a quick, because you've, like I said, you've been here before many times, and you've been a part of this little competition thing that goes on here with this ping pong thing.
Yeah.
And and it's documented on your page.
Facts. You can check that on the channel too.
You challenged DJ TGIF.
Yeah, shout out to TGIF.
And let's talk about how that went for you, and if you want to rematch or anything. Like,
for sure, I'm always down for a rematch. And listen, I grew up playing sports, always competitive. I seen him write it on the gram, and he was like, "Yo, like, who trying to get smoked?" So I pulled up, and I will admit I lost. I took the L. Feel me?
So good.
But yeah, I'm always down for the rematch. I'm always down to compete. Feel me? You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's all fun and games. Right. So. Yeah, man, you know, let's run that back, man. Yo, TGIF, let's run that back. What up, man?
You heard him, TGIF. He wants to run it back.
Facts.
Maybe we can live stream it on the Twitch or one of the channels or something like that. Make it a real thing. Best out of 3?
Yeah. Best out of 3. I'm with it.
Let's go, man.
Facts.
Yo, Hollywood, shout out to you for tapping back in like you always do. And this ain't our last conversation. You feel me? You gonna be a recurring guest. Now we just continue to talk about certain subjects and all types of things, and we got things we working on as well. So you tapped in like always, man.
Looking forward to it, man. Listen, man, follow me on Instagram, man. DJ HOLLYW8 and D, man. We at RapDillz. Come slide, man.
Let's go, man. Facts.